Welcome friends. Let us go for the next part of discussion, that is similarities present between the first two elements of the boron family, that is boron as well as the aluminium. Yes, similarities between boron and aluminium, both are having common oxidation state, that is +3, and both reacts with the alkali base. Boron reacts with sodium hydroxide and liberates hydrogen gas. Similarly, here aluminium also reacts with the sodium hydroxide. This is aluminium. Aluminium also reacts with the alkali. As a result, it also liberates the hydrogen gas. In this process, hydrogen of +1 state is converted to zero oxidation state, that is reduction. As a counter, this metal undergoes oxidation. Boron undergoes oxidation, which is non-metal. Aluminium also undergoes oxidation. Thus, it leads to the formation of sodium metaborate NaBO2 and sodium metaaluminate NaAlO2, and this particular reaction is a redox reaction. Similarly, both reacts with the steam, that is boron followed by water, that is steam, leads to the formation of boric acid, oxidation of boron followed by hydrogen gas. This is reduction. Similarly, aluminium leads to the formation of hydrogen followed by aluminium hydroxide. Here, boron underwent oxidation, aluminium underwent oxidation, and liberation of hydrogen is example for the reduction, hence it is a redox reaction. Similarly, both can react with the concentrated sulfuric acid and undergoes oxidation. Boron forms boric acid followed by sulfur dioxide, where sulfur of +6 state is converted to +4, reduction. Similarly, here also sulfur dioxide formation takes place. See here once boron 0 oxidation state is converted to +3 oxidation state. Sulfur of +6 oxidation state is converted to +4 oxidation state. Hence, both reactions are example for the redox reactions. Similarly, both reacts with nitrogen, that is atmospheric nitrogen, and leads to the formation of nitrates. Boron nitrate formation takes place. Aluminium nitrate formation takes place. This is also example for redox. This is underwent oxidation. Nitrogen underwent reduction, hence it is also example for the redox reaction. Similarly, nitrates undergoes hydrolysis on reaction with water and gives a common product, that is what? Ammonia. See, boron nitride gives boric acid followed by ammonia, and aluminium nitride gives aluminium hydroxide followed by what? Ammonia gas. Here in this process, there is no oxidation, there is no reduction, hence it is non-redox reaction. Non-redox reaction. Similarly, both can form halides, and those halides are trihalides. The valency maintained by boron as well as aluminium is 3, and both are covalent, both are electron deficient, and are acting as Lewis acids. These are the points of similarities present between the top elements, the major elements, otherwise the important elements of the boron family. Those are boron as well as the aluminium. Yes, points of differences between boron and aluminium. Though they are having similar electronic configuration, they have similarity in some of the properties, but they are having different number of penultimate electrons. One is having 2 and other is having 8 electrons. Due to this reason, boron and aluminium are also differ to certain extent with one another and those properties. Boron is a non-metal, whereas aluminium is metal. Boron is less abundant in the earth crust or in the nature, whereas aluminium is the most abundant metal and it is the third most abundant element in the earth crust. Whereas it is bad conductor of electricity, whereas aluminium is the best conductor of electricity. And boron is having higher melting point, whereas aluminium not maintains that much of high melting point. Boron exhibits allotropy, aluminium does not have any kind of allotropies. It is not reacts with dilute HCl as well as dilute sulfuric acid, but whereas aluminium reacts with dilute HCl as well as dilute sulfuric acid and liberates hydrogen gas, whereas it dissolves in concentrated HNO3 and gives boric acid, and at the same time nitrogen of +5 oxidation state is reduced to nitrogen dioxide, which is a redox reaction, whereas it becomes passive when treated with concentrated HNO3. Yes, other points of differences. Boron forms only acidic oxide. The dark side of the boron is B2O3, boron trioxide, which is acidic in nature. As being acidic, it combines with the base and forms the other metaborates based on the reaction conditions. Otherwise, uh, borax, or it can form the sodium perborate, that is BO4, BOH4 also can be formed. Whereas the aluminium related oxide is alumina, which is known as Al2O3. That is amphoteric in nature. It combines with acid as well as the base. On reaction with acid, it forms aluminium chloride. On reaction with base, it forms sodium metaluminate. Whereas the boron forms borates which are of stable in nature. BO3 3 minus, these are all are said to be the borates. Borates are stable, whereas aluminium related aluminates are unstable in nature. And the boron forms borides with the metals also. On combination with less electropositive metals, it can form the borides, whereas aluminium does not form any kind of the metal combinations. It leads to the formation of alloys. It forms stable covalent hydrides, that is boron hydrides. A special part is there for the discussion. Whereas aluminium hydrides are unstable. Suppose alane is there, this is also very unstable. And boric acid is acidic in nature, whereas aluminium hydroxide is amphoteric. Once again, it readily combines with the acid, leads to the formation of suppose HCl, AlCl3, and reaction with bases, sodium metaluminate formation takes place. And it doesn't form any kind of free cation, whereas aluminium forms free cations. It is present in the form of ionic nature when it is dissolved in the aqueous solution, otherwise any of the solvent. Whereas here the boron also exhibits -3 oxidation state in certain compounds, like on reaction with magnesium forms magnesium boride. In that, boron is having -3 state also. But there is no chance for the aluminium to exhibit any of its minus oxidation states. And it forms only covalent compounds. It forms covalent followed by what? Ionic compounds also. The maximum covalency of the boron is 4. It forms maximum 4 bonds because it is having vacant orbital. Whereas aluminium forms with the help of the vacant d orbitals, it can accommodate 6 bonds along with it. So therefore, the maximum covalency of aluminium is not 4 and it is of 6. Yes, anomalous properties of the boron. Boron, the first member of the boron family, is having smaller in size, having highest electronegativity, highest ionization potential, and not having any kind of vacant d orbitals. Due to these reasons, boron shows some special properties which are different from the other members of the family, and these properties are said to be the anomalous properties. Let us go for the anomalous properties. Let us go for the anomalous properties. Boron is a typical non-metal, whereas others all aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium all are metals. And boron is having two varieties of forms. One is crystalline form and second one is amorphous form. These two are allotropes, whereas no other element of this particular group is having any allotropy. And it is having highest melting point as well as highest boiling point because of its close packing crystal system. Others are having relatively lesser melting and boiling points. Boron is less reactive compared to the others, and others are more reactive compared to boron. Boron forms only covalent compounds. Others are having ability to form both covalent as well as the ionic compounds because these are having lesser ionization potential. Other points of differences between boron and the others. Boron is having maximum covalency of 4 because it is having empty orbital, whereas aluminium and the others can show a maximum covalency of 6. That is, boron can combine with the 4 OHs, that is BOH4 minus 1. Aluminium combines with the 6 fluorines, AlF6, 3 minus Al. The covalency of aluminium is 6. Boron hydrides are known as boranes, which are volatile, covalent, electron deficient, whereas other compounds related hydrides are polymeric hydrides, and these are non-volatiles, and generally these are solids in nature, whereas thallium does not form any kind of hydrides. Boron halides are monomeric in nature, whereas the others are dimeric in nature. Example, aluminium chloride present in the form of dimer, that is Al2Cl6. Whereas boron oxides, boron form oxides, boron oxide B2O3, which is having slight acidic in nature. Whereas other oxides like aluminium related oxides, alumina, Al2O3, which is having amphoteric in nature, it combines with both acids and bases. It combines with the bases. Sodium metaborate formation takes place, and here sodium metaaluminate followed by aluminium chloride formations takes place. And remaining things, here boron, pure boron does not react with the HCl, but whereas aluminium readily combines with HCl and forms AlCl3 followed by hydrogen. Boron does not react with dilute sulfuric acid, whereas the concentrated sulfuric acid, with concentrated sulfuric acid, it is converted as boric acid followed by sulfur dioxide, and here this reaction is Herodox reaction. Whereas aluminium combines with dilute sulfuric acid as well as concentrated sulfuric acid, leads to the formation of aluminium sulfate followed by what? Sulfur dioxide. Boron on reaction with steam, the reaction products are different. Here boron trioxide formation takes place with liberation of hydrogen, but whereas other elements decomposes the water molecule and forms corresponding hydroxides followed by what? Hydrogen. Thus aluminium forms aluminium hydroxide followed by hydrogen. Thus in this way boron is having difference at the properties compared to the others, and these of all are known as anomalous properties of the boron. Periodic table consisting of elements in the first period only hydrogen and the helium, whereas second period consisting of lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen as well as the fluorine, neon also, and third period sodium, magnesium, etc. Whereas polarization power depends on the charge to the size. The more the charge, the lesser will be the size, higher will be the polarization power. Charge present on the element to the size, that ratio is taken as a reference for the polarization power, and polarization power as per the charge is concerned, this is constant. Charge is concerned, this is constant in the group, but whereas from left to right, lithium plus 1, beryllium plus 2, boron plus 3, carbon plus 4, charge increases, whereas size is goes on decreasing over here. So therefore these two reasons, thus lithium as well as magnesium, compared to lithium, here magnesium is having higher charge, but the sizes are concerned, compared to lithium, magnesium is having higher size also, higher charge followed by higher size. Similarly, lesser charge followed by lesser size, both are having similarity in polarization power. Thus in certain properties, these set of elements which are present diagonally in the second period to the third period will having similarity in many of the properties, and this particular property in which elements are present diagonally is said to be the diagonal property. So therefore second period, some of the elements in the second period and some of the elements in the third period in the form of a pair which are present diagonally one to other are having similarity in properties, and that particular pairs are said to be the diagonal pairs, and the existing diagonal pairs with similarity in properties of periodic table are elements of the second period to the elements of the third period, and those are, see, this is lithium as well as magnesium. This is first pair, whereas beryllium followed by aluminium, boron followed by silicon, carbon followed by phosphorus. This particular pairs behaves similarity in many of the properties irrespective of their corresponding group numbers, and this is pair 1, pair 2, pair 3, pair 4 are said to be the diagonal pairs. Here for our discussion, boron as well as the silicon are having similar polarization power present diagonally in the periodic table as per the properties and the electronic configurations are concerned, and both are having the ratio of charge to the size is similar to one another. Hence in some of the properties they are having similarity one with respect to the other, and that relation is said to be the diagonal relation. Now let us go for the discussion of the diagonal properties of the boron with respect to the silicon. Yes, diagonal similarity and the corresponding properties of boron and the silicon. Both are non-metals and having higher melting point as well as the ionization energy. Both are acting as semiconductors and both are having nearby density values as well as electronegativities also. Both shows allotropy, whereas on reaction with carbon, boron forms boron carbide as well as the silicon forms silicon carbide. Both are of very hard materials, and both forms, that is boron and aluminum, both forms covalent volatile hygroscopic halides, that is boron halides. Boron trichloride is having covalent nature, volatile nature, as well as it is hygroscopic in nature. In the same way, silicon chloride is also covalent, hygroscopic, as well as volatile. Both these halides fumes in moisture because they combines with the water. As a result, they are converted to corresponding weak acids followed by liberation of hydrogen. Liberation of hydrogen chloride. That hydrogen chloride is gas and it fumes from the system. Thus, in the moisture, these halides, that is silicon halides and boron halides, are always having fuming behavior. Easily undergoes hydrolysis to form weak acids like boric acid followed by HCl, and the silicic acid, otherwise orthosilicic acid, we can write it as H4SiO4 also. Orthosilicic acid followed by HCl formation takes place. This is gas, and that's what here fumes are appearing. Hence, these halides, boron trichloride as well as the silicon tritetrachloride, are acting as fuming substances. Yes, both the elements, boron and the silicon, forms different varieties of the hydrides which are covalent in nature. But these hydrides are not prepared by the direct combination of element with the hydrogen. These are prepared indirectly. Here, boron on combination with the magnesium forms magnesium boride. This magnesium boride on reaction with dilute HCl leads to the formation of magnesium halide followed by mixture of boranes are prepared. In the same way, magnesium chemical combination with silicon gives magnesium silicide, which on hydrolysis gives, which on reaction with dilute HCl gives magnesium chloride followed by what here? The silanes, mixture of silanes are produced, silicon hydrides. Both forms the oxides which are having slight acidic in nature. Boron oxide is boric acid, boron B2O3, boron trioxide. On reaction with base, it forms Na3BO3, which is unstable once again on losing water molecule. It leads to the formation of, that is, Na2BO2 sodium metaborate formation takes place. Similarly, silicon dioxide on reaction with sodium hydroxide forms unstable Na4SiO4, which loses certain other molecules to get the stability, and it is converted to sodium silicate Na2SiO3. Similarly, both the elements combines with the high electropositive metals and to form the corresponding anion containing species, that is boron with anionic nature, silicon with anionic nature, known as borides as well as the silicides. Boron combination with magnesium forms Mg3B2, that is magnesium boride, and with respect to silicon forms magnesium silicide. These are undergoing hydrolysis easily and forms corresponding hydroxides followed by what? Mixture of boranes and mixture of silanes are generally found. These are the similarities present between boron as well as the silicon due to having of diagonally presence of the elements having same polarization power. Here, one information for clarity is boron is not a metal, but it is used as semiconductor. We said in the beginning, it is not in the same way. Boron is not a metal, it is not acting as a conductor, but it is used as not the original semiconductor. Whatever the intrinsic semiconductors are there, these are doped with some materials to make it more powerful conductors. And in such a way, silicon is also sometimes combined with the nitrogen family related elements as well as the boron family related elements. Whereas when boron is combined with the silicon, its semiconductor nature increases. Such kind of process is said to be the doping, and further doping, boron is used and it forms a new type of extrinsic semiconductor, and that is said to be the p-type semiconductor. Thus, in the preparation of semiconductors or in enhancement of semiconducting behavior of the silicon family related elements, boron is used. Thus, it is used as a part of semiconductor.